So the next thing is pairing. So this is one of the most important things to make sure to do, whether it's your child or your client. And what this means is the child can only have access to preferred items if they're engaging with you. Now, what some people will talk about pairing, and what it often looks like is the child has the toy or the fun item and the adult is just sitting there. That's not pairing. They're not associating you with that fun. The point of pairing is for the child to stop being so obsessed with objects and to start learning more to interact and relate to adults. So if you can make yourself part of the object and make yourself part of the fun, then they're eventually going to start seeking you out more and wanting to do what you ask them to do and wanting to engage with you. One of the best examples that Robert gives about this is during his workshops. He has a music example where they have a little boy who absolutely loves music. And anytime he approaches the adult in the room, the music gets turned on. But if he chooses to leave the adult, the music gets turned off. Now, what some people would do is force the child to stay with the adult and listen to the music. How much fun do you think the boy's going to think that would be? Probably not a whole lot. So instead of forcing him to stay there and listen to the music, it's his choice. You want to walk away, you can, but that fun ends as soon as you leave the adult. So you can do the same thing with toys. If your child has a really highly preferred toy, you sit with them while they're playing with the toy, and then if they try to walk away from you with the toy, or if they try to walk away from you, the toy stays with you, and the child can walk away and whatever, if that's what they want to do, that's fine, but they just don't get to play with that fun toy anymore, which means that, you know, you're not forcing them to interact with you, but they'll come back and choose to interact with you because they're going to want to play with that fun toy. The best way to do this is, first, get the child to tolerate your presence. If your child or your client won't even tolerate you like sitting near them while they're engaging with a toy, you're not going to be able to require them to stay with you while they engage with the toy. So first you have to just kind of sit back and watch and not really do a whole lot. Then you want to tolerate them keeping the items in an adult chosen location. So it might be that one day it's on the kitchen floor, one day it's at the table, one day it's on a rug. Wherever you as the adult in the environment choose that the toys are going to be played with, that's where they get played with. If the child wants to go from the kitchen table to the bathroom or upstairs, that's fine. They can do that, but all the toys and all the fun stay with you wherever you are. And then the last one would be to tolerate interactions with give me. So while you're playing and they've tolerated being with you, you can then say, oh, give me that car, and they let you have it so you can present a demand if you need to. Some children you don't even have to do that, like you saw with the little guy where she was able to put the flashcards up and keep the toy there and he wasn't distracted. If your child can do that, great. Why are you taking the toys away? But if they get too distracted by the toys and you need to be able to have the toy, then you can say, give me, and let them take it. Now, the chances of you actually being able to go up to your child and just say, give me, about their most favorite item in the world is very slim right now, unless they've already been taught how to do that. So what you would want to do is when you say, give me, just touch it and then let them have it right back. If they're okay with that, next time, give me, take it for a second and then hand it right back. And you build up that time where you're actually holding on to the item until they're able to do like 10 or 15 seconds, and then that's when you could start presenting demands. You don't want to just go straight into give me and they start giving you their stuff and they think every time they give you something it disappears forever. So the other thing that's important with this is while you're pairing, it's not just sitting there and being there with the child, but making it more fun. So if your child likes to play with cars, you have your own car and you're sitting there pushing the car going, vroom, vroom, wow, this is so cool. And you might give them some tickles and squeezes. You might toss them up in the air and then throw them back down. If they like to stare out the window with them and point out fun things, but give them tickles and squeezes and make it so that when the adult is there, that is fun. And it's more fun for me to look out the window when you're sitting next to me than it is for me to look out the window by myself. Does that make sense? So this next video is not the greatest quality because it was shot on a cell phone, but it shows how the adult is pairing with the child and making the blanket more fun. So she could just be under the blanket by herself right now, but instead the adult is with her. And she's reaching up and looking at her and wanting the blanket to come back down. she's done with it, and she wasn't made to like come sit back down with the blanket, it's, oh, okay, you're done, you can